Welcome. It's everybody's favorite part
Hi, everybody.
of the week.
It's my favorite part. That's Aaron.
This episode's called Billie Jean is Not in My Closet
Oof.
for a reason. I like the
That's
title.
a weird title.
Well, because it's a mixture of two things. It's a mixture of the Michael Jackson documentary, Leaving Neverland, the R. Kelly documentary, just these documentaries in general. These new flavors that we like to binge watch, which are these episodic documentaries, whether it's on Netflix or HBO and stuff.
Enthralling.
Enthralling, yeah. I think you could say it all started with Making a Murderer. You could all say it started with that, and now it's just evolved into these documentaries we watch. Not only watch, but we believe.
Oh, yeah.
So,
everybody throws their hat in like, yeah, this is what happened for sure.
So before we get into all this, I feel like we have to make a disclaimer. Though Jake and I do say whatever the fuck we want.
Yes.
We have no we feel like there's no repercussions. We're not going to apologize. But I will give a disclaimer. In no way in this episode are we trying to shame any victims.
Nope.
Say none of this happened.
No, we're just making light of stupid situations.
We are making light of stupid situations. And also in this episode, pointing out the dangers of a particular genre of documentary or entertainment, if you will.
Right.
And we're using these documentaries as an example.
What'd you call it earlier? One-sided documentaries.
One-sided documentaries.
Or you get the take from just one side of the party. Like,
Yes.
obviously, with this Leaving Neverland, we can't interview Michael Jackson.
We can't interview Michael Jackson, and these one accuser we're going to be talking about specifically, just because what a hilarious life he has lived in his 20s. In his 20s. We're not talking about his childhood.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Yeah.
But when we bring up what he's done in his 20s, you can kind of make the case that maybe he's lying about
One might
things.
say that he's bad. Okay, I'm just going to beat it now.
Oh, it was thrilling.
Oh.
Yeah. See what I did?
All right, you are not alone.
But what we mean by one-sided documentaries, let's take Making a Murder, for example. First season, you think the police have just set up Stephen Avery. We all thought it. We all thought this man was innocent, that the police set this up. And then you find out in the second season...
Fuck Stephen Avery!
Yeah, then you find out in the second season with more information that it was probably actually one of Stephen Avery's family members, but the fact of the matter is, it was still in the family. It still happened. And it wasn't the cops. But that's what I'm talking about. These one-sided documentaries present one presentation when really you got to leave some of it with benefit of the doubt.
Right.
Because that is the fair way to look at everything. So in Leaving
Or
Neverland...
you have to get every party's input of the
Yeah,
story.
everybody... I mean, that is the unbiased
But
way.
even still, you have to deduce what's false and what's true from that. You can only take people at their word today. So, I mean...
Now, right now, it seems like this tool of documentaries isn't doing anything wrong. I mean, you can look at the Stephen Avery case and go, yeah, maybe Stephen Avery didn't do it.
Fire Festival was a good one.
Fire Festival was also
that was pretty
a good
on
one.
point, though. I think because they got the guy who ran the Fire Festival.
That was Hulu. Hulu
Yeah.
did that, and Netflix, did, and that was fun because they were both having a little war.
Right.
But they all brought in enough information to make you, the viewer, determine that the Fire Festival was either A, a scam, or B, a terrible idea. But anyways, Leaving Neverland. The one particular victim we're going to talk about.
Wade Robson.
Wade Robson. One, love the name. Two, Wade's got a very interesting history. When he's little, Michael Jackson discovers him. They become friends all the way into his adult life. And into his adult life, Michael Jackson opens several doors for him. One of them being Britney Spears' choreographer from 1998 to 2001. I've done my research, Jake.
Oh, man. He
So
opened up a whole different kind of door.
Would you like to know why he lost his job? Allegedly lost his job.
Cry me a river.
He is the Cry Me a River dude that Justin Timberlake is singing about. Apparently Wade Robson left a love note to Britney Spears right before the SNL that Justin and Britney were on together, and Justin Timberlake found it mere moments before they were going to record Saturday Night Live. And that's allegedly. But if you go back and watch that Saturday Night Live, you can see some awkwardness in Justin's face, the manner in which he's performing. It's not,
A little thrown off, huh?
Here's another
Rattled.
Here's another thing that makes that story make sense. And the lyric in Cry Me a River is, you don't have to say what you did. I already know. I found out from him.
Yeah.
Which is a perfect
yeah.
explanation of him reading the letter. That's just one thing Wade Robson did. He's the Cry Me a River guy. Doesn't end there, Jake. By the way, if you ever talk to Jake about pop culture, this is like the Jake you see in the videos. Like, this is no over-exaggeration. His face right now is just like, I don't give a fuck about this dancing. But I do, because it's so interesting.
All right, come on, bring it on.
Michael Jackson opened the door for him to Prince. Prince, to choreograph Prince, to help Prince. What did he do? He slept with one of Prince's girlfriends and got thrown out.
Was it Carmen Electra?
I don't know. See, that I don't know. But again, alleged.
Ooh.
Now, you see him in Leaving Neverland. He actually testified in 2005, as a video me and Jake just saw, where he denied Michael Jackson ever did anything
Any contact. Yeah, any unfoul or just foul play or whatever. No fondling.
Now, here's the third fun fact about this guy, Wade Robson.
Yeah.
Is a couple years later, Michael Jackson is making This Is It. And Wade Robson wants to be the choreographer. Jackson goes with someone else, dies, and now, for the past, since Michael Jackson's been dead, this Wade Robson guy has been saying, oh yeah, I got touched.
Yeah,
I got molested.
me too.
Now, if this did happen, man, my sympathies. However, like you said earlier, Jake, when we were getting ready to do this episode, he technically committed perjury back in 2005, if what he's saying now is true.
Right. And, well, with so many allegations and so many people stepping forward, you know, there's a few of them got to be fake, just trying to get on the train, trying to get a little cheddar cheese. The reason why I believe this one, honestly,
you believe Wade Robson?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Him talking about the childhood, him dressing up as him, and fucking getting a goddamn perm to look like him and shit, and then staying with him while his parents went to the fucking Grand Canyon. I believe all this happened. I believe he really did love Michael Jackson, and Michael Jackson loved him back. But the moment that Michael Jackson said, you can't choreograph, he's like, all right, motherfucker, you don't love me anymore? I'm going to tell everybody all the shit that you fucking did.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Clearly he's a deceitful son of a bitch.
Yeah.
Like, he's got all these things going against him. But that's also from a warped childhood. Also, you're already being told to fucking lie throughout your entire fucking life.
Yeah.
He lied on fucking Supreme Court. Like,
Well,
I don't know.
my point was, like, it's not necessarily that I don't believe him. I feel like maybe, just maybe, Michael Jackson was selective in his victims. People he knew who would keep quiet and stuff. And
Corey Feldman and Macaulay Culkin.
Macaulay.
Bubbles.
Emmanuel Lewis, and that dude was like 34.
Yeah,
he was just
exactly.
short.
Yeah. He looks like a little kid.
Honestly, that was the perfect mate for Michael Jackson.
He's a cute little boy.
But the technical perjury. But also, I bring that into light because I feel that should have been said in Leaving Neverland.
Well, you know, I haven't
that
watched
should
the
have been
documentary
talked.
yet.
Yeah, you haven't watched
Yeah.
it. Yeah, but it doesn't say this in Leaving Neverland.
What's that?
About Wade Robson's past.
Oh, okay. Yeah, well, yeah. I mean,
And look,
well, it tackles a different part of his past, but if they're going to interview this guy, they should be like, yeah, also, by the way, this guy said this and did this.
I understand that.
Yeah, take everything he says with a grain of salt, pretty much.
But here's another thing, and I'll probably catch some shit for this. We've had trials. When Michael Jackson was alive, we have trials. And they always got thrown out. And I'm a big believer.
Settled out of court.
One was settled out of court.
Just saying.
Well, you never know how that's settled.
Okay. They probably
Damn it, no, that's an admission of guilt. When it's
Yeah.
settled out of court. Okay, one time.
Yeah.
Okay, no, he touched kids. But my point was, on these one-sided documentaries, my point's not getting out there, is it?
Yeah, he touched kids.
Now that we say it out loud, like, yeah, there's no point to bring up Wade Robson's past.
He touched kids.
He did touch kids.
Like,
I'm still gonna listen.
I will rock fucking Michael Jackson tracks, you know, all day long. Maybe in private sometimes. Maybe whenever people can't hear it so much, especially with all this backlash. Like, they're just now remembering that he fucking did all these awful things. You've been listening to his fucking music for years. This shit happened back in the 90s, and you still fucking listen to him.
You know what I want, Jake? You know, I just want Wade Robson punished for breaking up Brittany and Justin.
Bring justice to Justin.
Bring justice to Justin. He had 2 singles out that year.
Yeah.
Cry Me a River and What Goes Around. Comes Around, whatever. But, like, we were all happy for those 2.
Were we?
I mean, I was
like,
I always had this...
I would sit there and watch TRL and be like, this smoking hot piece of ace is with that guy with the ramen noodles on his fucking head.
But he was gorgeous. He was a gorgeous dude with ramen noodles on his head.
Alright, whatever.
I mean, and he's got ramen noodles on his head. You know how badass that is?
I wonder what flavor they were.
Anytime you need a meal.
Britney Spears pussy sweat.
Smells like a crawfish boil.
Oh, yeah, it does.
No, but like I always had this dream that I would walk by Justin Timberlake someday and he's holding hands with Britney Spears and I just high five him and we walk away opposite
like
direction.
The end of a fucking shitty movie where you did the fucking exchange mind thing like a Freaky Friday and you see him walking down and you're just like, yeah, you're back to your life.
We did it.
Yay. Nah.
I was really upset when they broke up. I was legitimately happy.
I was like, oh, you told me there's a chance.
Because they were on the Mickey Mouse Club together.
Yeah, well, she could have been like with Ryan Gosling also.
I mean, I would have been happy with that
JC.
too. But then, okay,
maybe it was JC who actually broke them up.
Everybody Google Wade Robson from
I think
2001.
Joey Fatone is actually the guy behind Cry Me a River.
She could have fucked Joey Fatone.
Joey Fat One.
Wade Robson looked like Joey Fatone back in 2001.
A skinny Joey Skinone.
A skinny Joey Fatone with frosted tips. She had a huge thing for frosted tips.
We all did back then.
I didn't.
I had 90s fucking frosted tips.
I thought Justin Timberlake was gorgeous.
Yeah, fucking.
But that was the ramen noodle head.
Yeah.
That had nothing to do with the frosted tips.
Mr. Cup of Noodle. How ironic that he ends up playing a cup of noodle on Saturday Night Live years later after losing the fucking ramen hair.
We don't need to give him a wig.
Yeah, let's just, maybe keep the hair.
But yeah, then there's also the R. Kelly. I feel like the R. Kelly thing's different because we've all known this. Like
it's not different. It's the same fucking thing. We've all known that he fucking pisses on little kids.
But it's different in the fact that like there's no one new coming out and saying anything. You know what I mean? There's nothing new.
It's just bringing up the old allegations.
It's bringing up the old allegations but while this dude's not paying child support.
So because R. Kelly's still doing that fucked up shit. They showed his studio and it was just like a total fucking sex labyrinth in there.
Maybe,
so this shit's been going on since then, I bet.
Maybe he's filming a movie. Maybe it's a new video.
Yeah, I'm sure he's filming all kinds of videos.
Give people the benefit of the doubt. Maybe it's another Ignition remix that he's filming.
Trapped in the Closet Part 59.
Trapped in the dungeon.
See what I'm saying, though? Jesus.
But the one-sided documentaries now, they're doing a good job. But later, like, I feared that they could just put out anything. Like, if the Netflix CEO got in trouble, Netflix could just put out a documentary explaining how he's not guilty.
Right.
And then Hulu, in response,
Hulu jumps right in.
Puts out the same documentary, but you know what Hulu does?
They get the CEO.
They interview the Netflix CEO.
Yeah, and he's like, yeah, I fucking did it.
Yeah, well,
they got me.
I did not know it was fraud.
Yeah.
Ja Rule told me it was false advertising.
Oh, by the way, I bought stock in your company now.
I bought stock in your company now. That's why I'm giving this interview for the market share.
Yeah, fuck Netflix.
But where could you, if you could make a one-sided documentary, this is a good question. If you could make a one-sided documentary, what would it be about? Whether it's like a crime that's never been answered, or like just something in your personal life that's just been a mystery that you've never been able to figure out.
How many licks it really takes to get to the center of a Tootsie Pop, I guess.
I like that.
You know, because that shit, they lie to you and say it's 3 and then you crack your teeth.
Yeah.
Bullshit.
What would you call it?
How many licks for real?
I had a wallet with like $40 in it.
Yeah.
That I lost years ago. And I looked all over. Couldn't find it. I want to make a documentary about that missing $40.
Oh yeah, just totally slam the person who fucking found it. Just drag them through the fucking mud. Like, you could have turned it back in. My ID was in there. It had my address. You could have fucking sent it to me, you piece of shit. You ruined my life. I needed that $40 to get a train to Juilliard for auditions, and I couldn't make it. Fuck you.
called the case of the missing weed money. That's gonna be
God
my
damn.
That's gonna be my.
Really did ruin your life.
I just needed a 40 sec.
Yeah, bro.
I needed a 40
Would've
sec
been
back in 2009. This is that story of me getting that 40 bucks back. And then at the end of the documentary, I just put it in the bank.
Yeah.
Because I'm like 32 now.
Yeah.
Like, no, that $40 needs to go to rent.
Exactly. Right, I gotta get groceries this week.
But yeah, there's more documentaries coming out. I think there's a documentary coming out on Freddie Mercury. I don't think that's going to be like anything.
No, that's what they usually do whenever these biopics come out. They'll fucking give the dramatized events of what happened, and then they'll go back and do a documentary about everything that really did happen.
You know what they're going to do next? I think this is what Hollywood's going to do next. Hollywood's going to give us like a Roman Polanski documentary that tries to make it sound like, nah, it's fine. He can come back.
Hollywood is already fucking like that. They don't give a shit. They award the man a fucking Oscar.
Before the Me Too movement.
Yeah.
You remember at the award ceremony, somebody would always make a statement how, like, Polanski should be there?
Yeah.
This dude, if you don't know what Roman Polanski did, back in the day, he, like, molested, like, a boy or a little girl.
Yeah.
And then moved out of the country. And you can't extradite him, apparently.
Hasn't been back since.
Hasn't been back since.
I don't think there's any extradition in France.
Yeah.
Or some shit.
Spain,
Yeah,
something like that. But he keeps getting nominated.
Belgium.
He kept getting nominated, and in some cases winning, and Hollywood knew the whole time. So when this Me Too movement started,
lauded by Hollywood.
They wanted him back, and they make no mention. Ever since the Me Too thing, they've made no mention of him. Because, you know, it's Roman Polanski. Everybody feels sorry for him because of the Manson thing. You know?
Yeah.
Because his wife is the one that, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
You know.
Sharon Tate.
Sharon, yeah. Sharon!
Sharon! Oh, man.
Why don't you answer it? Oh! And someone ruined the wall!
Ozzy Osbourne plays Roman Polanski in a fucking Manson family fucking remake.
Dude, I would love to see that.
Sharon!
I would love to see... Well, no, that's happening.
Fucking...
Matt Smith.
Quentin Tarantino.
But Matt Smith is playing Charles Manson. Matt Smith from Doctor Who.
Quentin Tarantino's doing a movie that's takes place during that time, and I think it revolves around. It's like Hollywood Tells or some shit like that. It's the new one. It's got Brad Pitt and Leonardo DiCaprio in it.
I was reading somewhere today Matt Smith from Doctor Who is playing Charles Manson in something. Huh. That might be what you're talking about.
Maybe so.
But you know what movie I'd like? I'd like a Lee Harvey Oswald movie. Just no Kennedy, just Lee Harvey Oswald.
That'd be interesting.
And I know that's JFK pretty much, but take out all the Kevin Costner bullshit.
Yeah.
And the Joe Pesci orgy.
Oh, good God, no, the president's been shot.
It was like an orgy involving Joe Pesci, and he was all in gold.
Oh,
yeah.
Weird. Like, yeah, thanks, Oliver Stone. I don't even know the fucking inner working details of Joe Pesci's fucking character. Like, I know he's a real person. I do. But tell me more about fucking Jack Ruby who fucking killed Oswald. Don't tell me about... God, fuck you.
It's not even related to the Garrison case.
They're just showing you, like, how fucking weird he was and, like, what an untrusty fucking...
Why does Oliver Stone only make movies our dads enjoy?
Not even my dad. My dad's like, fuck that draft dodging piece of shit.
He
didn't dodge the draft. He was in Vietnam.
I think my dad might have. I don't know. My dad's a cowardly person who loves Oliver Stone. So... let's hang out with your dad, Jake.
Yeah, my dad's a real fucking man. He likes John Wayne.
That is a real fucking man.
I know.
Right
I'm just saying.
Does he have John Wayne T-shirts and shit?
He's got a few memorabilia pictures. He's a cop. He was a cop for 30 years. He was an ex-DEA agent.
Oh shit. Okay. Well,
yeah,
I'm not gonna make any fucking jokes right now.
Yeah.
But basically, we're off track. Basically, these one-sided documentaries. These old documentaries, the fame monster in general is who I blame. And where do you get how's the fame monster created?
Idiots fucking popularizing and romanticizing idiots.
Just a big group of people together.
All sucking each other's assholes. Or
in short, what we call a crowd.
Ugh.
So
yeah. Yeah, it's y'all's fault.
It is. It's the crowd fault. We need stories like this. We need stories like Michael Jackson. We need stories like R. Kelly. We need stories like Stephen Avery to feel less miserable about our fucking lives.
Right.
So we
Right.
can point the finger at somebody else and go, oh, hey, your life is worse than mine, and you're in some deep shit, and I'm not.
I'm doing all right.
But mostly it's the crowd's fault that now the media, in all aspects of it, can now have a thing to where they can convince us of one thing when it could in actuality be the other thing.
Well,
with these one-sided documentaries.
And we'll just stop it there, because I can rant on fucking social media doing the same fucking
Social
shit.
media's doing the same
with
thing.
the fucking
but,
kid and the Indian.
Yeah,
you
but
know?
now this is in our streaming services.
Exactly. This is
now.
all people are seeing.
It started with social media, now it's evolved into our streaming service. And that's dangerous, but it's also the crowd's fault. For the crowd's fault, I'm Dan.
I'm Jake.
Thanks for watching this episode. Hit subscribe at the Red Nebula Pictures YouTube channel. And if you're listening on Twitch, subscribe to our Twitch. Always get a little preview of the crowd's fault right before a new Nerd Alert every Friday at 5 p.m. Guys, thank you for listening. Thank you for laughing.